Hey guys, ElderBlam here, and I have got another guide for you. And this guide is about how to take advantage of your opponent whenever they're not prepared for something. So this is how it's a ZVZ. This can work in any type of matchup, but in ZVZ I particularly like this because I understand Zerg, and if you play Zerg, then you'll understand the timings and stuff for Zerg as well. You'll be able to read your opponent better based on their build. So, what's going on here is my opponent takes his hatchery, and he takes his natural, and he gets it before me. He gets it just a little bit before me, but he sees that I'm also taking my hatchery. So that tells my opponent that he can play a little bit safer, because he now knows that I'm not going to Ling rush him and just spam a bunch of Lings. So he's able to play a little bit safe, and he shows this by taking a gas first instead of a pool first. He goes hatch, gas, pool. And because he plays a little bit safe, he takes his pool just a little bit late. He actually sends his Lings and works on getting some gas first, because he feels safe. He knows that I'm going hatch first and playing defensive. So in ZVZ, what you always want to do is you want to scout. Well, you want to scout in every matchup, of course, but you want to scout by sending all of your overlords out. And you can send them out just about wherever you feel comfortable with, whichever you feel gets you the best results. But I'm ahead on pool. I get a pool quicker because he took his later, because he was focused on getting gas first. Because, once again, he thinks that he can play safe because I am building a hatch. I'm not spamming Lings towards him. But what this allows me to do is on my 17th drone, I'll get a Roach Warren. And this is based on Railgun's 19 drone all-in. I recommend going to his channel and checking out that 19 drone all-in, especially if you're a Zerg player, because of how powerful the 19 drone all-in is whenever the opponent is not prepared for you. So what I'm doing now is I started to get my natural going. I started to get the economy building up on my natural, but I am a little bit behind because I decided to go a slightly safer route and go for the Roach Warren. And my opponent has scouted by sending out his overlords, but now I do a little bit of reconnaissance on my own. I see that my opponent is getting his natural going, and I saw the queen and I saw the drone off to the left. This tells me that my opponent is building up an economy that is much bigger than mine, and he's playing a little bit more greedy than I am. So this is one of the important things about scouting. Whenever you scout, you have to think about what you're going to do with that. In this case, it means that you have to think about the strategy you're going to use, because StarCraft is a game of strategy. It's a game of immense strategy. So you scout, but then you have to do something with that scouting that is going to help you. You have to know what to do. And in this case, what I decided to do was create roaches, because I see that my opponent is playing a little bit more greedy than I am. So that means that I am going to be able to attack him quickly with roaches, because he probably does not have roaches yet because of how greedy he's playing. That's my supposition. That's what I think is going on, and it turned out to be correct. He's actually working on metabolic boost. He's trying to get his Lings faster, because that's normally what you want to do in ZVZ. Get your Lings going, some Banes, things like that. And my opponent, he actually turns out to be slightly lower level. He's not diamond like I am. He's below that. I'm not too sure of where. But my opponent he's doing a decent job at scouting. He's getting an overlord in position to send him into the base and see to figure out what's going on, to scout. And he's almost got his Ling speed. He's still very close to that. He is working on a Roach Warren, but he's got his overlords spread out. And that's what you want to do in ZVZ. You spread out your overlords, you put them places, like I've got mine here, so you get a little bit of advance noticed. And what I do here is I actually, instead of running my Lings the short way, down through here, and then through here, I ran them around. I saw that his overlord was over here, and I ran my units around to the side. And this gave me just a little bit more time before he saw that I was attacking. I actually should have went straight down this way, but I didn't. But since he did not see it with his most advanced overlord, I have a little bit more time to attack. And then I just start rallying stuff and bring it down towards his base. Now he's definitely seen me, and it's up to him to respawn. And he actually droned up really hard. I was right, he was playing greedy, and he really droned up here. Let's look at units. He now has 33 drones compared to my 26. So I droned up a little bit more behind this as well, because I was thinking, okay, I'm just gonna get out a couple of roaches for safety and then take my third. But after scouting and seeing that he was playing really greedy, this is whenever I realized that I should attack. And that is what I do. I get my lings to go in and they fight. I had slightly more lings than him. And I get my roaches in and they take out his queen. So if you look at his supply is going to start falling compared to mine. And now he actually gets a surround on my roaches. I can't really do much, but I did kill his queen for that. And now he's in a decent position. He's got ling speed, but he's down a little bit in supply. He still has a bigger economy than me though, and I know this. So because I do have 12 roaches compared to him, I wait for my roaches to group up. That's what you want to do if you're all-inning like that. You want to wait for your roaches to group up. If you get defeated first, let me go back and show you actually what I did, because this is kind of important. So wait to get a decent amount of roaches. So I've got 8 here, and I was able to bunch them together and then attack again, because I knew that my opponent was playing greedy. I knew that I was going to be able to win this fight. So now I just go in with my roaches and I'm able to win this battle because I took advantage of my opponent. I attacked quickly. I responded to what he was doing. He was playing greedy, so I was able to build enough units to defeat my opponent. So scouting is all about, StarCraft is really all about strategy. It wasn't my APM that beat him. I actually looked at the end and we had the same APM. It was 1 or 2 points off. So this all came down to strategy. I saw what my opponent was doing and I responded to that. And in this case, I saw that he was playing greedy, so I was able to immediately switch to attack mode and rally my troops across. And that's what won me this game. So, yeah, I really recommend checking out Railgun's 19 drone all-in. It's really powerful, and my attack here was kind of based off that, but it was also based on me scouting my opponent and then taking advantage of that. So yeah, have fun, keep hitting the ladder, guys, and enjoy StarCraft.